In lesson 8.3, we're going to do some division of exponents now. Go away. So when we multiplied, we kept the base and we added the powers. With dividing, we're going to keep the base and subtract the powers. So when you subtract, if your answer is a positive power, it goes in the top, or you don't have a fraction at all. So I keep the base. 9 and 9 stays as a 9. I do not divide those to get a 1. The reason I don't touch them is because they have exponents on them. If they didn't have exponents, then I would simplify them. So I'll give you another example, actually, and we'll do with that. But now, because I'm dividing, I'm going to subtract my powers. 12 minus 3 is 9, which is positive, so I would keep it in the numerator, or I don't have to put a fraction at all. And I'm not going to ask you to work out 9 to the 9th power. But let's give you, let's see, 4m to the 5th n third, let's say 12m squared n. Okay, so let's try this example over here. When you have coefficients in front, 4 and 12, there are no exponents on these numbers, so these I will actually divide. The 9s over here had exponents on them, so I couldn't divide them, I had to keep it as a 9. But there's no exponents on this 4 and the 12. So I'll reduce 4/12 to 1/3. Now I move on and I take each letter one step at a time. So m to the 5th and m squared, 5 minus 2, you always do top minus bottom power. So 5 minus 2 is 3, which is a positive, so I put it on top. And 3, now remember this is really like an imaginary 1, so 3 minus 1 is 2, which is also positive, so I put it on the top. You could also just rewrite this answer as m to the 3rd n squared all over 3. You don't need that one. Okay, now what happens if we get a negative power? Well, remember we just talked about negative powers, so they change their position. What I would do here is first I would go ahead and simplify your terms. I wouldn't worry about rewriting these negative powers on the s's. So what I would do is do negative 7 minus negative 3, plus plus, that becomes a negative 4. So I get s to the negative 4, and let's take a look at the t's. 2 minus 3 is negative 1, so I get t to the negative 1. Now remember, this is really like over 1, so negative powers in the top need to move to the bottom. So s to the positive 4, t to the positive 1, but I'm not going to put the 1. And if everything's gone out of the numerator, you just put a 1 up top. You have to put the 1 to hold the place. Okay, so that's dividing with exponents. Let's pause the video and we'll try some examples in class.